think it's telling that the best case he can possibly find is 33 years old and still concludes that the city can allow a house there with 5 people.
Right, 7 acres from ways out.
So,
Okay, boss.
You said that was 33 years old. I didn't know that.
1990.
Wow.
Yeah, it was 1990.
Hey, no moving equipment.
Sorry.
Been a little water under the roots and so.
You need space.
Who does? Well, you gonna start dancing or something?
What?
You gonna start dancing or something?
You know.
I don't care.
Five instead of 7.
Good.
Yeah.
Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for being here, and those watching on TV. Mayor's report. You know, I just hope everybody had a chance to get out and enjoy this last weekend. One thing I want to, I took part in, and I want to thank the Herman Arts Council for hosting the poster contest. The reception was yesterday at the Rotunda. And the winners of the contest were Billy Hackett at 3rd place, Kaylee West at 2nd place, and Julie Wiggon for 1st place. And actually we have the 1st place right here, if you want to look at it. The theme was From the Fruit of the Vine, and it was a nice affair that they put on. So hey, thank you to the Herman Art Council for everything that you do throughout the year. We appreciate it. That's all I really have. City Administrator report.
Thank you. The rock trenching project that we've been discussing for Sandplant Road, last meeting we told you that it'd be happening this week. However, the company who owns the equipment has to do some prep on the equipment and some more mobilization, so it's actually not going to take place until next week. City crews are out cameraing many of the sewer lines. They're trying to determine the scope of the work for this year's manhole relining project. And a lot of the other departments are busy making Oktoberfest preparations. The parking lot, we're going to meet our deadline to have that open by Oktoberfest. Could be open as early as this weekend, and that's on East 4th Street parking lot on the 200 block.
East 5th Street.
5th Street, thank you, East 5th Street. I wanted to mention about last meeting I had said that I thought we'd have a dispatching contract with 911 on the agenda this week. We do not. The 911 board postponed their meeting by a week, which is going to push that back till at least our next meeting before it's on the agenda. Have movement on the US Cellular Tower. We've been talking about this for 2 years back and forth. However, we have reached a point we haven't before, and that is they have literally put out their ad in the newspaper for their public comment period, which actually ends September 30th, and that is for their cell tower, which they anticipate, well, it's going to be a monopole telecommunications tower, height of 199 feet, and that's up there in the St. George Cemetery. They sent this whole packet of information with all the detailed drawings and all their equipment and all kinds of details. If you're interested, I have that. I also told you that Jesse and I were going to MRPC to the TAP meeting to advocate for our sidewalk TAP grant, and there were 10 projects. And the way that works is that representatives from all the MRPCs go, and then everybody gives a pitch for their project, and then that group of our peers, we rate them. And there were 10 projects, and the top 4 move on to the next round, and we did come in 4th. Ahead of us were State Tech and Waynesville and Dent County. Now, those 4 projects will, in no particular order, go to the next round, and the directors of the MRPCs, which is like Bonnie Priggy's position, will all meet and they will rate them all. And then the top projects from that meeting then will go to the state for funding. So we have another round to go through, so I'm hopeful for that. And lastly, we also got informed that the TEEP grant, which is the one for the engineering funds that we are hoping to get for engineering of our flood route, we are the only entity in our MRPC who even applied for it. So therefore, the likelihood of getting it is quite high. So hopefully I'll have good news on that shortly. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. We'll move on to Blue Vogel. Would you like to have the floor?
Good evening, everybody. Mayor, thank you for having us in here again, and the Board of Aldermen for allowing us to put on this show that we do every year since 2015. We've done this for 8 years now.
Next year's 10th anniversary.
This is our 8th year of putting on the show. I don't tell you. This is our 8th year for putting on the show, but this next year is going to be our 10th anniversary as a club. So we're going to have some exciting stuff that we're going to be doing for our 10th anniversary. So anybody who wishes to participate in the show, we usually have a pre-registration for that. Just watch our Facebook page for that. This year we had 120 cars that showed up. We filled up 4th Street and down Schiller all the way down to 2nd Street. All the businesses loved the extra business that they got in from the show. Blondie's over there had one of their best days in August, so they was very appreciative of that. We've got 5 charities that we're donating to. The first one is the Showboat Theater. Showboat, come on up. We're donating them $846 for the use of the theater.
Got it.
Thank you very much. The next one is Brandon Park, which we usually donate to because a lot of the kids from Herman use that facility as well, and they usually need a little bit of help on keeping things operational over there. So Brandon Park, come on up. Their check is worth $1,200. Thank you. The next one is the Herman Youth Hunt. We've donated to them the last 2 years, and it really helps them out on giving prizes and stuff to the Herman Youth, to all the participants of the Herman Youth hunting. And we have a representative here from that.
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Well, anyway, we're going to donate $1,300 to them. We'll get a hold of them to get their checks to them. The Herman Food Bank.
That's neat.
We know things are a little bit tough these days. They're very expensive and everything. And we're donating $1,700 to them.
Ooh, thank you so much.
This next one, Back to Blue. This is the Griffith Sontrup Memorial Fund. We got a with this amount that we're donating, we did the cookie drive during the whole show. We also did a 50-50, and then we did a pub crawl. All that money was donated to this cause. That came up to $1,746. The club, $1,756, I'm sorry. The club donated an additional $246 to make it an even $2,000. And you need that?
Can I just give it to you?
Either way.
And then you can deposit it and then, yeah, I'll just do that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you. Thank you guys very much.
thank you. Next year, we're having the show 2 weeks later than we did this year because of scheduling conflicts with the club, other members of the club as well. So, and like I say, next year is going to be our 10th year at the club, and we're going to have some bigger and better things going on. So thank you very much.
Thank you for all that you all do, your organization. We really appreciate it. Okay, we will move on. Old business. Anybody have anything under old?
One question there is, Dave, are we proceeding with the ATV, UTV golf cart ordinance, or?
Yes. Well, yeah, let's see it.
Okay, any other old business? Any new business?
I have some, but this is probably more a question for Marlon. Is he there?
He's there. He's got his head in the door.
Two businesses contacted me from downtown off Schiller and 4th Street, and they're concerned about the traffic, the speed that people are driving up Schiller Street. They're afraid someone's going to get hurt. It's mainly big loud trucks. Is there anything we can do?
I'll speak to officers and just increase our patrol through there at stationary traffic and on radar and try to slow them down through there. Best we can for now, just see how that works.
Okay, thanks.
And Mr.
You
Mayor, I
wanted
had
to
on
bring
here
up the park.
the camping fees. Can I talk about that
Yes.
later on the agenda when we start talking about the camping software? Thank you.
You want to talk about it now or just do it later?
No, it'll come up, I think, item G.
Okay. No problem. Any other new business? If not, we will move on to ordinances.
All right, the ordinance on for this evening for second reading, bill number 2023-33, an ordinance to revoke Article 2 of Chapter 135 of the Herman Municipal Code and to substitute in lieu thereof a new Article 2 titled Drug and Alcohol-Free Workplace Policy.
If you all will recall, this was just a one-sentence addition on page 14 for the PSC regarding retention of records.
Everybody clear on that? Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve Bill 2023-33 second read.
Motion is made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. We'll move on to resolutions.
First resolution is number 1336, a resolution authorizing the issuance of festival space permits for October.
Any questions? Now do I have a motion to approve the resolution?
Move to approve resolution 1336.
Motion made. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried.
Next is resolution number 1337, a resolution to approve and implement a loss control program.
Now, this is very similar to the ordinance you all just approved, being that we had to make, we didn't have to make, we made one amendment to our loss control program. Burma asks us to review our policy every 3 years, and we've been remiss on doing that. So when we did, we added one sentence kind of based on some information that they presented at their annual meeting. So if you'll look there on that, right after the resolution, that top sheet there, that says Exhibit A, we're adding the line that says, under this policy, no adverse action will be taken against any employee who reports, complains about, or participates in the investigation of a possible unsafe working condition. That's the addition, and we provided the rest of the policy for you just for your information.
Any other questions? Not that we have a motion.
I'll move to approve resolution number 1337.
Motion's been made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. We will move on to motions. We have a motion to approve our last meeting minutes.
I move to approve the September 11th, 2023 minutes.
Motion has been made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Invoices for payment, do I have a motion to pay the bills?
I move we pay the bills.
Motion has been made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Hire special Olympic officers.
Oktoberfest officers? Did you just say Olympic?
What is that?
I think you
You
said
said
Olympic.
Olympic? Sorry.
Well, it could be the Olympics or the office. You know, we're trying to do this physical fitness program for, no,
You were just trying to make sure we were all paying attention.
I don't even know I said it. Okay, let's regroup. Hire special Oktoberfest officer.
I'll make the motion to approve hiring of the special Oktoberfest officer.
I have a motion on the floor. Could we have a second?
I'll second.
Gotta repeat it. Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Thank you. Okay, declare the 2016 Ford Explorer Police Unit as surplus. Any questions on what we're going to do with that? Go to Purple Wave. Do I have a motion to approve that?
I'll move to approve.
Motion's been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Approve the low bid for road salt from Bruce Oakley for $82.50 a ton delivered. Have a motion to approve that.
Move to approve.
Motion is made. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Approved low bid for relocating the pool pump from Vaughn Pools for $68,794.23. It's been a long time that we've been trying to get this done, so
Very good. And we have saved $95,000, so it's come in under budget.
yeah. So anyway, do I have a motion to approve that?
I absolutely move to approve moving the pool pump.
Motion's made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Approved Rest Nexus agreement for online camping site reservations for $3,438 annually.
Yes, so, I'm sorry?
I was gonna ask questions. You may answer.
Yeah, and Carol's here too, to represent, she and the ladies in the office who did all the legwork on this. As you know, because camping has become so popular that it has become very labor intensive for the ladies in the front office. And we looked at software a number of years ago and it was like $6,000. And the clerk board at that time couldn't really, weren't sure they wanted to justify that. But now this software, not only is the software improving, but the prices have gone down. $3,438 per year, and that would include like this special emergency texting that would allow us to send out a mass text in the event of like flooding or something of that nature. And so so people will go on. The way we've been doing it is fairly old-fashioned now, and so this would allow people to go online, make their own reservations, and bypass the city office for most of it, and they can pay with credit card online.
But they can still call if they wanted to for like the, someone that doesn't do online stuff and things like that, they can still call the office and still make reservations that way also.
but it's a very reasonable solution financially at this time. The park board approved it at their meeting earlier in the month, and just kind of in conjunction with that, there was a discussion about raising the camping fees. Now, the park could afford to take on this new software without raising the fees, but we haven't raised them in a few years, and the park board is suggesting a $5 per site increase. There's a form in your packets, or a memo, that shows some comparisons with it's probably on the back of the memo, there's one there. It shows some comparisons of some surrounding places. It would still keep us very competitive. There are some, like Lazy Days in Danville, and they're $45, and Owensville's, theirs is $30, and then you see some 35s in there, 70. So ours would go from a full hookup of $35 to $40, electric only for 25 to 30, and the full, the weekly rate full hookup 210 to 240, and keep tent camping at 15. The park board is making that recommendation. Again, they approved that September 18th. You don't have to decide on that tonight. I'm just throwing that out there to see if there's any questions or concerns about that before they draft an ordinance for the next meeting for the fees.
How full is the campground? Like,
It's full.
like
From now, like all of September, all of October is completely full. October has a waiting list of like 75 people for every weekend. And the first weekend of November, which will be electric only, hoping it'll be full, but we don't guarantee that. We're completely full for the first weekend of November. We were full pretty much most of August, at least
So based on
75% of the sites were full month of August. But yeah, it's been like April and May were completely full every weekend.
and then probably what, like 15-20% during the week?
Yeah, there's not a lot out during the week, but like now TME can advertise, if we go to the online, TME can advertise that for groups to come in during the week. Now it's first come, first serve. Those groups don't like to come in on first come, first serve because then they think that they're not guaranteed a site, which, I mean, if a couple groups come in, they probably wouldn't be, but people call and they'll be like, oh, it's first come, first serve. Well, what happens if I get there and they're all taken? It's like, no, they're not gonna be taken. But they don't, I mean, I get it that people, I don't like going somewhere without a reservation either. So I think it'll be good on that end that we'll have more during the week because, like I said, TME can advertise it as a weekday, trips and stuff like that. So, but yeah, during the week, there's not a lot down there, but it's getting more and more. Like I saw tonight when I went home from work, there's probably 5 or 6 in the area by the bathhouse, which is very unusual, but there's more and more people coming in and going, staying Thursday, Friday, Saturday than there have been in a long time.
Would it make sense to have like a varied rate, a weekend rate and a weekday rate? Because if it's full, why not keep going up on the weekends?
But don't we have to stay within range of the others?
No.
Was there any discussion at the park board about doing it?
I don't know, I wasn't at park board. No, they didn't, as far as I know, Katie didn't, they were happy with the $5. All the time, never really said anything about having it up on the weekends or anything like that, so.
Will the online reservation system, excuse me, be hosted on Visit Herman? Okay.
And the park board brought up too about having the QR code for it. And Vicki that works here, she says she knows how to do the QR code. So we'd be able to do that also.
So if we just raise it to $5 based on last year's reservations, when I took into consideration how much revenue that produced, how much credit card fees we have to pay, the reduction in labor from the front office, I'm estimating that we're going to net about $12,000.
I think it's time to raise that, because I brought it up a couple of years ago, and I think last year the park board actually raised it $5, because it goes all the way back to
It's been
1970,
2
it was
years since we raised
$30.
it.
$30 in 1970, so it hadn't really increased in 50 years. So yeah, I think it's well due for an increase. And keep in line with our neighboring campgrounds.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Any more discussion? Oh, go ahead.
it will, if that's okay with you all, we'll have Dave draw up, an ordinance for first reading for the next meeting for the fees. What we do need to vote on tonight is the ResNexus online camping reservation system.
One question I was going to ask, reference that ResNexus online, is that something that we could do in-house? I know we have some webmasters out here. Can they do that? And because I could see once we got an online collection thing going, there's potential for other things in the future that the city could do.
I think this allows us as far as, well, I don't think we want to do that in-house. This wheel has already been invented and tweaked, for, and tested for camping reservations. I don't know that we have the skills in-house to really do that. But there are some things, to your point, Jim, that as we move on, what they call add-ons, like if we ever wanted to sell firewood or what are some of those other things that are options?
ResNexus is a program that we found that many of the campgrounds at the Lake of the Ozarks are using it. And it also is a program, a booking program that a lot of our local lodging businesses are using. There's ResNexus and Think Reservations are the two calendar systems that most of our lodging businesses are using for reservations. So yes, you can do these add-ons, which is what we just did a thing with Visit Herman with our businesses a few weeks ago where, the lodging businesses can add on like a dozen roses or, it could be a trolley reservation or it could be like any products or services or experiences that our businesses in town have to offer. But this program is fantastic. People are using it all over the state, all over the country. And we were shocked to learn that they could use it for camping and that it was so reasonably priced. And that we could send out the text messages and emails in case of flash flooding or something like that. Which is something that we've not had access for in the future.
We've had to call and cancel like every person whenever it's flooding. We've had to make all 51 calls on a weekend when it's full. We've had to call 51 different people to tell them that they couldn't come. Now we can get a text out there, send it to everybody, and all 51 of them have it just like that as a text. So,
and it's all through that system. It's not even, you don't even have to use a phone for it. It's so fantastic.
And we can use it as many times as we want to because if we go with the unlimited, we can use it as much as we want to. We've discussed, like in December, probably sending a text out to everybody that we have had a reservation for this whole entire year, sending them a text and letting them know that we are going to go with online, and explain a little bit to them so they know what's going on and different stuff, just to get it out there for the ones that do come every year so they're not surprised whenever we start doing it during the week and that kinds of stuff. So it's going to be pretty cool to be able to send it out.
Jim, to your point also, we did look at Missouri Department of Natural Resources. They have in-house designed their own, and it looks very complicated. So.
Okay.
And this price is locked in for life. The only way they would change is if we change something, if we would add sites, or we would upgrade to a different type or something like that, then it would change.
Whose life?
I guess theirs. I don't know. She said it was locked in for life, so I'm not sure. But
Some of us got longer than others.
Who's the youngest one in?
All right, well, do we have a motion to approve
I approve it.
ResNexus? I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Approve the purchase of the SCADA computer dialer upgrade from Electric Controls Company.
So we have been discussing, that we'll be working on a contract with 911 to dispatch from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. for us. And that is going to necessitate a monitoring of our SCADA system for our utility emergencies. And best way we have found to address that is to order this dialer, and it can be programmed with the numbers of all our utility staff that, and for certain hours. If the alarm goes off during certain hours, it will send the calls to our utility departments, and then through an app, they can also access the computer and turn the alarms off and see all the analytics and things as well. And so I think I talked about this at the last meeting, and it's $9,400. $9,451.
So this works that if someone calls dispatch during the hours that no one is in dispatch, then it can be routed to the appropriate.
Not exactly. This is for the alarms on the system that's going to go off. Like if a well was to go low, that would be a good example of. This is an alarm monitoring system, not a dispatching system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions? If not, do I have a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Motion's made, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion's made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Festival event application for the Showboat Community Theater Showboat Trivia Night fundraiser at the Rotunda from October 13, 2023. Motion to approve?
I'll move to approve.
Motion's made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Festival event application, Home Style Eats Food Truck, 108 Highway 100 West, VFW, for the October 14th, 15th, 21st, and 22nd, 2023.
Other questions, have they gotten their city license?
Yes.
I seen them set up last weekend down at the Germantown Fest.
Yes, they're very good about it. They have their license and their food truck license.
Cool. I'll make the motion to approve.
Motion made, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Festival event application for St. George's Church fundraiser dinner, 128 West 4th Street, October 8th, 2023. Motion to approve that.
I'll move to approve.
Motion's made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Festival event application for the Herman Lions Club Oktoberfest Kettle Corn Stand Rear Lot of Worst House, September 30th, October 1st, 7th, 8th, 14th, 15th, 21st, 22nd, 28th, and 29th, 2023.
Good job. Good job reading that.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve it.
Motion's made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Festival event application for the Herman J.C.'s Oktoberfest Beer Garden, Sesquicentennial Park, October 6th, 7th, 8th, 14, 21, and 28, 2023. Motion to approve the J.C.'s.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion's made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Okay, no reports, closed session.
I make a motion that we hold a closed meeting for the purpose of dealing with matters related to hiring, firing, disciplining, or promoting employees pursuant to section 610.0213 and discussion related to negotiations for a contract pursuant to section 610.02112 revised statutes of Missouri.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Everybody vote.
Aye.
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 We are now going into closed session. Thank you everyone for attending. Have a good night.
Thank you.